Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Attorney John Basi resigns as head of Bar Association after adverse GLC ruling. Attorney-at-law John Basi has resigned as president of the Jamaica Bar Association (JAMBAR) following an adverse ruling against him by the disciplinary panel of the General Legal Council (GLC). The GLC is a state body that regulates the legal profession in Jamaica. The nature of the disciplinary case is not immediately clear, and the written ruling is so far not available on the GLC's website. A hearing on the sanction is to come. Basi had reportedly denied any wrongdoing. In a statement Saturday evening, the JAMBAR disclosed that Basi stepped down from the top post. Yesterday, the Council of the Jamaican Bar Association was informed of the decision of the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council in a complaint against the president of JAMBAR, John Basi. Basi tendered his resignation to the council, which the council has accepted, said the organization that represents local lawyers. It thanks Basi for his services to the group. JAMBAR said the top post will be filled in due course. Basi was elected president in June. Telephone calls to him have gone unanswered. Basi is also chairman of the Dispute Resolution Foundation. Franklinton residents cry police brutality. Residents of Franklinton in Kingston say they are growing fearful and frustrated with what they describe as unwarranted police brutality and harassment. They say there have been a number of recent killings in the community following confrontations with the security forces. In the latest incident, residents say a man was killed Thursday on Somerset Avenue following an alleged confrontation with the authorities. Another man was killed in a fatal police shooting in the community last week. But the residents maintain that the men were innocent and that the top road section of the community has been targeted by the police for some time. They have since blocked roads in the vicinity in an effort to limit police movement and air their grievance. Speaking with reporters, one resident claimed that the police had also previously made death threats against men in the community. Then come and they make a talk from last week Wednesday, say them want 2 more from up here. Every time them come, them pass through today and they make the talk and say them have to kill somebody from top road. She alleged, adding, "What top road man do them? No wanted man at all, no up there." Reporters contacted head of the Kingston Eastern Police Division Superintendent Tommy Chambers, who said she was only aware of the brawl between residents and the police in the community last week. She said she has no reports of police brutality and the alleged killing of a man by police in the area on Thursday. Hanover construction worker charged after allegedly shooting at man. A 20-year-old construction worker has been slapped with several gun-related charges following a shooting incident in Woodchurch District, Kingsville in Hanover last month. The police say Calcita Simit, otherwise called Devin, has been charged with the shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Simit is from Woodchurch community. Reports were that about 8 a.m. on September 15, a man was sitting at a shop when he heard an explosion. He went to investigate and saw Simit pointing a firearm at a man. He reportedly ran and was chased by Simit, who fired several shots at the man. However, he escaped unharmed. A report was made to the police and Simit was arrested. Simit was charged on Saturday. Reptile charged with illegal gun possession. A 27-year-old lifeguard from Marmy Bay, St. Anne, has been charged with possessing an illegal gun following an incident in his community on Friday. He is Paul Barrett, otherwise called Reptile. The St. Anne's Bay police say about 1:30 a.m., police personnel were in the area when a premises that was occupied by Barrett was searched. During the search, 138 revolver and 538 rounds of ammunition were found in his bedroom. He was subsequently taken into custody. Following an interview in the presence of his attorney, Barrett was charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. The police say a court date is being finalized. Garvey Meadow residents appeal for a permanent fix to sewage issues. There is an appeal for a solution to a sewage overflow affecting residents of Black Day in Garvey Meadow, Portmore, St. Catherine. Kenneth Grant, counsel for the Bridgeport Division, says the National Water Commission has responded to previous complaints, but the fixture have been temporary. Mr. Grant highlighted that a resident who was recovering from a heart surgery had to seek medical attention due to the harmful discharge. He would like his recovery process to be very comfortable. He is doing very well, however, Since the overflow of this sewer, he has been complaining, and he now has to go back to the hospital, not for his heart, but for an ENT specialist. Now, please understand that you wouldn't want one medical situation compounded with an even more serious one to result in something that we don't want, he cautioned. A resident of Gulf Meadows, Glenn McFarlane, said the sewage overflow has been a recurrent problem for more than 2 decades. I'm sure if it's not beyond the National Water Commission to put a permanent fixture on the thing. Whenever we complain now and again, we see they come and say, oh, we'll come and fix it. And they do a little fix, and that lasts us for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's back to the same thing again. As you can see here, it's terrible, and the stench is what is bothering us, especially at nights. Troy Bridge Dilemma. NWA says private sector has not responded to 10 replacement collapse structure. It appears that residents of Troy on the border of Trelawney and Manchester, who have been without a bridge for more than 2 years, will have to wait a while longer before the structure is replaced. This after the Chief Executive Officer of the National Works Agency NWA, Everton Hunter, told a parliamentary committee last week that there has been no interest from the private sector in 2 tenders that have been issued to construct a replacement bridge. Members of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee PAAC were told that the NWA had twice, in the last 6 months, put to tender the construction of a bridge, but there was no response from the market. If you scrutinize the website of the Public Procurement Commission, there are no Grade 1 bridge constructors, so we had to expand the category to include civil engineers or whatever, and we still did not get any response from the marketplace, Hunter shared. Since the Troy Bridge collapsed in August 2021, school children and other residents have been using makeshift methods, including a fallen tree that were converted into a footbridge and a zip line comprising a rope and a bucket to cross the river. The risky makeshift footbridge connects residents in the neighboring communities of Cowich Park in northwestern Manchester to Troy in southern Trelawney. Since the bridge collapsed, residents have had to use a 15-mile alternative commute for safety. Hunter told the PAAC that it was not only procurement issues that mitigated against efficient implementation of the bridge, but the inability of the marketplace to be able to respond to the different requests made by the NWA. He said that China Harbour Engineering Company could probably construct the bridge. However, he said it was not registered as a local company, and so we are prohibited from using them in this regard. The NWA head insists, though, that the challenge was the lack of take-up by the private sector. If the capacity does not exist in the private sector, or the rules and regulations, and the speeding up and whatever, you just will not get the output that you desire, Hunter stated.
Please remember to subscribe, like,